Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of Sileo, Tales of a New Dawn. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, you can get it free on itch.io. But if you want to support the people that make this game and get the newest version earlier, you can go to their Patreon, where it's $5 a month or $54 a year. So, on the last Let's Play, we had auditions, which ended with, that's a drum roll, Jay being the person that's the bassist, Hyena, that being the blue dragon, who is hella gay. I mean, everyone here is gay. Though we don't know Spencer's orientation, I guess, though we'd have to assume, right? Anyways, reset our face, and start. For the second time today, I arrived home at Diego's house. This time, however, the sounds of activity from the living room gave way to Diego's presence. Slowly stumbling in, I yawned and wiped the sleep from my eyes. Diego looked towards me with an expectant smile. I watched his male character flirted with another male character. Tch, what a homo. Diego finally paused the game and addressed my arrival. I was just playing a visual novel. It's for the store, man. Shut it. Well, if it isn't Mr. Camp. I didn't mean... I mean it like Mr. Camping. The guy who likes to camp. I didn't mean... Mr. Camp. I don't get it. Look who's talking. I bet you're not playing that game for the story, eh? That's exactly why I'm playing it. But if the dicks flop out, you won't see me complaining. Anyway, sit, tell me everything. So we're talking about like a AAA game kind of thing, where it's like, hey, there's a butt. Granted, like, when would you ever see a dick in a well, then again, there is Cyberpunk. Maybe it's doing a visual novel. I don't know. Diego silently pet the spot right next to on his right on the sofa, invited me to sit down beside him. I stumbled around the narrow gap between his feet and the coffee table before my exhausted legs buckled beneath me, sending me falling onto that exact spot. You look tired. Can't blame you. I'd probably have died on one of Ty's expeditions. So much damn walking. Who even likes walking anyway? Well, I think the trick is to have good company, and I certainly had that. We talked a lot, all four of us in fact. I learned a lot about everyone, a lot about Lucas too. That's cool, man. Next time, you'll have to go as a duo, so you two can get up to some mischief, eh? Like Axel and Russell aren't being around to stop us. Eh? Really? Wait. Okay, it was like they'll stop us. Keep this a secret, but Ty and I zipped off into the woods with an excuse that we were getting firewood, and, well, we had plenty already. Something I only learned after the fact. Classic Ty. It's not what he always says, but he gets things, but the things he doesn't, those are things you should be worried about. Never knew he was such a hornball, though. Can't help but respect him for it. Oh man, you don't know the half of it. Eric may be forthcoming about it, but I wouldn't be surprised if Ty was much, much worse. What? No way. Prove it. That sort of shit. What sort of shit did you two get up to? Here's the thing, I kind of wonder. Because, like, in Diego's route, he's dealing with alcoholism, and getting into the tournament is a little ego boost. And, you know, it's this whole thing where it's like he's in love with the main character. I wonder if any of that's going to work into this one. You know? This route, that is. Really, Diego? That sort of thing is a touch personal, you know. So, come on. We're both about as straight as a pair of curly straws, right? And best friends, for that matter. You know, I bet Ty tells Lucas all the hairy details. Yeesh. I hope not. That would make for some really awkward days at work. Come on, dude. You two, you gotta throw me a bone. Haha. I sighed. in part due to Diego's horrific pun. I was just too tired for this shit. Subsequently, I decided to give Diego an incredibly vague version of events, if only to get him off my back. Look, I'm not going into detail, but let's just say there was a safe word involved. Whoa, was he rough? Did it hurt? You're assuming he was on top. Seriously? Oh shit, damn. And that's all you're getting for now. Maybe I'll tell you more another time. Hey, no fair. You can't just drop a saucy morsel like that, only to cut me off. I can, and I will. You know what the worst part of it all was? We think Russell might have figured out what we're up to. Oh shit. But yeah, I had a great time. I am really glad Ty suggested. You could see Cydonia from our campsite. It was nice to look back on my old life, see how far I've come, and how much happier I am now. That's great, dude. So, how do you feel about him right now? About his secrets? Do you see yourself spending your life with him? Honestly, I'll always be curious about those secrets. But he told me he's 100% committed and on board, and I feel his love for me. I believe him, and I love him just as much. Neither of us have said anything, but I don't think it will be an understatement to say that we love each other. I trust his love. I have faith in his decision. As long as its secrets don't come between us, I'm happy. As for Diego's final question, I had no qualms about it. I already knew my answer. Yes, I can see myself spending my life with him. He's perfect. And we've known each other for less than 2 weeks. Aw, that's sweet, dude. Like, it's weird playing this game and being like, okay, I can see people getting to know each other and stuff like that. Now, let me just go through my list of visual novels. Let's see, Arches I haven't played yet. Broken Harbors I haven't played yet. Dawn Chorus, yeah, I can see that thing going a bit quickly because that goes over the course of 5 days and we're on day 3-ish. Echo, that's about a week, but you know, it's not like you suddenly meet these person, though you bang Jenna, or you can. Great Troubles, yeah, I need to, you know, maybe go through that one. Chemo Coliseum, that takes place over a course of many days. Les Shards, kind of working through that one some more. I want to play it, but then, you know, Chemo Coliseum came up with an update, and yeah. With that thing, we have about 1, 2... No, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4... Yeah, we have a whole bunch of stuff before I get to go back to that big dumb guy. Shelter, that takes place over the course of like a day, but still you have like backgrounds for them. But we have more Natsu here? Oh, that's weird. Space Pause? That takes place over the course of the land. Sugar Line takes course of the like hundreds of days, like more or less. The Smoke Room. It doesn't seem to have any specific days in general. What is Vessels? Why do I have that there? What is Vessels? I have to check it out after this. Anyways, but again, coming back to this, it is weird, like, going to this game and being like, huh, these people build on a relationship in less than, like, the whole thing is like a fortnight and a week minus a day. And it's the best damn sex I ever had. Oh, come on. You know I want the details. You're just as bad when I asked Ty about oh, shit. That's right. What's right? Dude, he came in this morning. Who did? Spencer. Oh. I pondered to myself, trying to determine whether Spencer was something I still wanted to pursue. It had all started when things between Ty and I weren't so good, and his suspicious and secretive nature raised some difficult questions with no real answers. I'd been wondering if Spencer had anything to do with what was going on between Ty and me, but perhaps I had just been jumping to conclusions, a perfectly normal response to being upset and heartbroken. Thinking about it now, I almost felt foolish. After all, I was committed to Ty through thick and thin, just as he was to me. But despite that, I decided I would continue for reasons unrelated to my relationship to Ty. I suppose at this point, I was just curious, and didn't want Dom and Diego's hard work to have been for nothing. So, he came back in and asked about Ty. I wanted to speak with him. Of course, you two are off banging in the woods like 50 animals, so I let him know that Ty wasn't around. I mean, you weren't banging in the woods this morning, although I did get a blowjob wake-up call. You fucking tease. Sorry. Anyway, I didn't learn much. He knows you and Ty are dating though, and he remembered my name, apparently, from previous visits. Didn't even buy nothing, cheapskate. Cheapskate? Trying to convince him to have a drink, one of them expensive imported bottles. Not a chance. But he's coming back tomorrow, and we're both working tomorrow. Tomorrow? Shit, I wonder what he's after. Maybe tomorrow we'll finally figure it out? I guess that's all we're going on right now. We ought to think about the kinds of questions we should ask him. True, but I'd like to ask a favor. Let's keep Ty out of this. I'd like to know more about things. But things are good now, and my relationship is my priority. I don't want to take any risks. He's one of the few people who knows dude. We can't just discount him from the search. I know, but I prefer not to know the risk screwing things up. Prefer not to know than risk screwing things up. He's just so much more importantly. It's a shady broid. Alright, dude. I understand. I won't say a thing. Or around Ty. To or around Ty. Thanks, Diego. Oh, on one condition. I sighed, concerned about just what he was going to ask me this time. In your damn conditions. Diego, fine. What do you want? Give me some deeds. Really? Really? I sighed. I guess Diego did have a point before. They're best friends, and gay. What's the point in hiding anything? You've been there, done that. Maybe being able to talk about this sort of stuff with someone I trust would be kinda nice. I just had a hope that Diego would keep a secret between us. Actually, this was Diego we're talking about. I had better make a condition of the agreement beforehand. Fine, so long as you promise not to tell anyone. This is a secret between you and me. Only. Got it? Gotcha, bud. Tell me that you promise me. Yeah, I promise. Not a soul. Yeah, though hopefully he keeps better secrets than the Bay character, I guess? Alright, you stretch, because I think I remember... I think it might have been this week where somebody's like, okay, here's these details, don't tell anyone, and the immediate next scene, we tell Diego. Okay, so we're walking to the campsite. There was a section of the path by the river that had crumbled away. The three of us got across safely, but Axel wasn't so lucky. Axel couldn't be such a klutz. I knew as soon as he said the three of us that he would be the exception. Yeah, poor guy. Anyway, there was a set of fire-making materials in Axel's pack that got drenched, and that gave Ty something of an idea. Having successfully scared poor Diego for life with the extravagant tales of my sexual conquest, the two of us at long last retired to our respective rooms to catch some much-needed shut-eye before returning to work the following day. Out slipped a melancholy sigh, mourning the short vacation that had come and gone in a flash. Yeah, well, I suppose those student loans weren't going to pay them, right? Yeah, they were actually, all thanks to Ty's insistence. I shrugged to myself. There's always rent. At least if Diego had finally conceded to our petty squabble and accepted payment. I had hoped with crossed fingers. No sign of any banknotes yet. So far, so good. Beyond that, I didn't have a car, nor any other real expenses. A jarring shift from only 2 weeks prior. These days, I had all the money I could ever want for buying nice things, ordering delicious meals, taking Ty on extravagant dates. Oh right, Ty's birthday, a perfect excuse to burn excess cash. I gleefully rubbed my hands together as I pondered the sort of thing I might buy him. Something thoughtful, perhaps? A watch, as classy as he was? An amethyst earring to accentuate his violet eyes. My grin grew ever wider as my mind drifted to more unsavory topics, specifically the sorts of gifts I could give him that would see some use in the bedroom. A vibrating butt plug? Perhaps a gag and some cuffs. Damn, tying a ball gag. That'd be a sight to behold. With a playful yet malicious chuckle, I undressed myself in order to swap into a pile of clothes. In order to swap into a pile of clothes situation on the foot of bed. A rough set of poorly fitting and mismatched gear, which I wore to bed in lieu of pajamas. In any normal night, I would have simply retained the same pair of underwear. Alas, thoughts of cuffed and gag tie had them rendered slimy and inhospitable to wear. I didn't mind too much, as freeballing was fine too. Accordingly, I wiped myself clean, with a few dry spots I could locate, and tossed the underwear into the washing basket. I knew full well that a shower would have been the proper solution. That day I had, a shower sounded like a lot of effort. I pulled my arms through the sleeves of my t-shirt, with a little delay, eager to slip into the covers. After my so well deserved rest. It's both sleep and yawn, but I don't know, I'm just really tired myself. Then I finally completed the ensemble as I held the waistband of my pants agape and slid my legs in one by one. Exclamation mark. Ah, what the fuck? With a loud, high-pitched shriek, I tore the pants right off again, bashing them against the floor with considerable velocity. I felt something that didn't belong, something that scraped against my skin as I was pulling them on my legs. It's money. I backed away slowly, my eyes darting to and fro, desperate, searching for some kind of weapon for my protection. Through the wardrobe door, which sat only slightly ajar, I spotted a boom, or at least what remained of one. All that remained was a pull and a small loop at the end, which allowed the broom to be hung on by the hook. Sorry, the entire part of the broom that would have acted as a brush was conspicuously absent. In different circumstances, I'd have questioned why Diego was holding on to such a thing. Instead, I was thanking my lucky stars. For once, his inability to dispose of old and broken stuff had worked in my favor. Whatever manner of beasts the culprit may have been, it would nonetheless regret picking a fight with me, for in my possession was a broken broom, and you bet your ass I knew how to use it. I started out poking and prodding the trousers from the maximum possible distance, my frayed nerves dreading the manner of critter that may come scuttering out. Then nothing did. I didn't rightly know if I should have felt more relieved or more horrified still. There was little else I could do but muster the courage to do, and I upped the ante. My prodding progressed into aggressive, repeated thwacks, with a desperate attempt to be the one man left standing. I wasn't going to lose to some stupid bug. What the shit was that? After much persistence, my onslaught would finally erect some form of response. I knew what's kind of fucked up. Too many legged hellspawn that could have made such noise. But there's one thing I did know. I needed backup. I edged around the room, maintained my distance from whatever unidentified death awaited me in those trousers as I attempted to reach my suitcase, a pair of pants sticking out from an unzipped gap. I grew closer, as yet unharmed, but no less terrified than before. I hated bugs so much, ever since a kid, and the girl in the class stuck a centipede down my shirt. Ugh. Okay, that would be terrifying. I was close. If I leaned over and stretched my body out, I might have just been able to. Oh, you're fucking kidding me. I dramatically dropped the former broom, causing it to clatter to the ground, before approaching the trousers, my fear dispelled, having finally laid eyes on the source of the strange sound. I bent down, picking up and holding it in front of my face with an irritated frown. It was $200 in cash, stuffed in my trousers, where I couldn't possibly have missed them. I couldn't believe it. I thought for sure there was some kind of bug down there. It was even sound like one. How does cash sound like bug? I sighed, giving the money a solemn and matter-of-factly glare. I was embarrassed, but nonetheless thankful that nobody had been around to witness such rampant stupidity. But things were about to get so much worse. Yo, you okay there? Keep hearing loud noise. Huh? This looks like it's drawn by someone else. Or maybe an earlier version? I stood there, mouth agape, and cocking balls hanging freely in full view of Diego. At my feet was a pair of trousers, to my left was a broken broom, and, clasped tightly in my hand, was 2 $100 notes. Hey Diego. Hey, what? What you doing? Well, it isn't what it looks like. Dude, what the hell does it look like? Yeah, good point, I guess. I bent down, grabbing the pair of trousers. I now knew were safe, and quickly climbed into them, hoping to conceal my furry jewels from the view as quickly as possible from view. Well, think of it this way, we're even now. I groaned in abject discomfort, as much as I hated everything about this mortifying situation. Perhaps Diego had some point. After all, I'd gotten a comparable view of him not all that long ago. Perhaps in some strange way, this was for the best. You're not mad, are you? I sighed before my eventual retort. Wish he'd knocked. Also, the doorknob is on the other side now. Speak for yourself. You know how it feels. And now you know. I know how you're feeling right now, but honestly, it ain't no big deal. I mean, we're best mates. It was bound to happen eventually. Now, what was it you said last time? Hope the view is worth it? Hey, that's not fair. Use my own words in near identical but reverse situation against me? Diego feigned to conceal his sarcasm as he burst into laughter. Eventually, he regained his composure. His following words were accompanied by a cheeky grin. But you know, we're both massive fags. Seen my fair share, that's for sure. Bet you have too. So, I just want to say, nice cock, bro. It ain't weird. Ha 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 blah ha 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 ha. The sheer absurdity of the entire situation was too much for me to handle, as my discomfort had finally fled, leaving the last shards of my composure in catastrophic ruin. Unable to resist, Diego succumbed, joining in my unrestrained laughter, both of us cackling madly like a pair of scheming witches, with only a single broken broom between us. We laughed and laughed until we both collapsed to the floor, gasping for breath as our cheeks throbbed from the pain of our outrageous expressions. As soon as I was able to speak again, I decided it was only fair to return Diego's compliment. Thanks, bro. You was pretty nice too, bro. Thanks, bro. Ah, gay. Nothing gay about two bros complimenting each other's cocks, bro. My bad. We're as straight as an arrow, right, bro? I don't know. Still don't really know what you planned on doing with that broomstick. Do I even want to know? I thought there was a bug in my trousers. The broom was my weapon for self-defense. Oh yeah, that's right. You had that whole phobia thing, right? Huh? Don't tell anyone. I remember that time in uni When we got drunk and left the window open, you were screaming at 7 in the morning. 7 in the morning woke me up. Fuck, it was the size of a space station. Good memories. At long last, Diego climbed to his feet. I followed suit shortly after, stumbling slightly as it did. If I wasn't exhausted before, the adrenaline crash took every last drop of energy I had to spare. Joke aside, dude. Nice cock, bro. I'm sorry. Thanks for not being mad. For it's like you said before. We're even, I guess. And you're right. Who cares? Phew. I'm glad things aren't super awkward or anything. So, did you need my help with that bug, or... All of a sudden, I remember Diego's attempt to return the money was the entire reason this whole situation happened in the first place. I filmed slightly as I raised my hand, waving the 2 notes I still so firmly held between my fingers, so that Diego would see them. Oh, whoops. My bad. Come to think of it, maybe we aren't so even after all. Better get to sleep. Work tomorrow. Well, good night. I was an absolute coward. Walks on me naked without knocking and hightails out as soon as I confront him about the crash. I was done with the fun and games. I would stop at nothing until he took my damn money. No more Mr. Nice Guy. I was preparing myself for bed, scheming a variety of diabolical schemes that would fatten Diego's stubborn pockets. But as I plotted and conspired, I couldn't help but recall Diego's compliment. Was it a joke? To break the ice? Or maybe he really meant it. I glanced down and slipped my thumb beneath the elastic waistband before pulling it outward, revealing my sheath and balls in all their glory. With a total absence of sincerity, I sarcastically mocked and groaned and boastful grin. Clearly, Diego had an eye for the very finest of sexual organs. Then again, there was such a fine pair of his own. Was it really such a surprise? With an amused and undignified snort, I switched off the lights and slid beneath the covers of Diego's spare bed, depositing the money on top of the bedside table, ready for an imminent return to the possession of the rightful owner. Been an incredible couple of days. For being me and Russell, incredible camping trip. Having a chance to learn more about Ty and the fascinating life that he had led. Yesterday alone was so full of amazing moments. Oh, and the sex was cool too, I guess. Banning that bold-faced lie. I remembered the situation for the Black Claws, and the unction they were where a friendly acquaintance stole the show. I didn't know Jay that well, but his infectious, cheerful nature, coupled with his elegant charm, was enough to enthrall most anyone in his presence. His technical excellence and his obviously intimate knowledge of the band's catalog was such an incredible and hard-earned blend of talents, skills, and confident knowledge of the auction edition. Originally just another in a long line, would instead become an epic and unforgettable finale. I feel like this game sometimes just retreads on things, and how would I put it? In other games, I feel like they could put the same amount of dialogue and stuff in a shorter amount of stuff. It's not like it's saying it's a bad thing, it's just like sometimes you play video games, visual novels, and you have a scene and it's start, finish, new scene, start, finish, new scene, start, finish, new scene, or some of these ones just seem to be like, yep, and we're thinking about things, and we're thinking about other things, and we're thinking about stuff, and we're talking about our feelings. It's like, it doesn't leave anything to doubt, I guess. If either Ty or Lucas still harbored any doubts beforehand, I felt certain that they have been addressed in full by the thundering notes of Jay's peerless performance, and the three of them, the brand new incarnation of the Black Claws, the bright future head. Of that I was certain. And Ty, my feelings only grew with each passing second. I was excited for work the next day, but not because it was work, but because he would be there. He would be there. Between everything that transpired, I could barely contain my excitement as my mind ventured on the tangents, imagining various different possible futures and happiness to be found within. I drift off to sleep to the sound of my tail, sleep beating back and forth beneath the covers, grin with happiness and anticipation. I couldn't wait to see what would happen next. Yeah, that's the thing right there, where it was like, you know, I was like, not sure, because this next scene could be a couple of minutes, you know, from after that to getting home, because I think we might have been under time, maybe, I'm not 100% sure, but it was definitely the thing where it's like, yeah, these scenes could probably go out, because that end of the day was 30 minutes. It was an entire episode in and of itself. Anyways, that's going to be the end of this Let's Play. So comment, guys, I like comments, tell me what you like, dislike, tips, tricks, otherwise. If you like my YouTube, how do like see grow? And please subscribe and check out the fish how it grow. Please respect new animals to help control the pet population, so it doesn't grow. And until next time, another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix, of Sileo Tales Undone. Before we close, if you want to play this game, it's available free on itch.io. But if you want to support the people that make this game and are getting the news version earlier, you can go on their Patreon, where it's $5 a month or $54 a year. And until next time, me, GamerWolfSix, Sileo. Thanks to you.